No community can have a veto about who lives there, the Taoiseach Leo Varadkar said earlier today as protesters in the East Wall area of Dublin said they would end their demonstrations against the housing of asylum seekers in a former office building after Children's Minister Roderick O'Gorman agreed to meet with locals. Well, for more on this, Barry Ward, Marie Sherlock and John Lee have stayed on with me. And also joining the panel is Lucky Kambule, co-founder of the Movement of Asylum Seekers in Ireland, and Councillor Janet Horner from the Green Party. You're very welcome along to the programme tonight. To come to you first, Janet, as a local councillor, this whole story has come to public prominence because of the numbers gathering at the protest and their message, which is sparking controversy. What have you seen and heard from the community in recent days?
I think there's been, like, the talk over the last number of days has been obviously these protests which have captured the national attention in a huge way. I think the community on the ground, the majority of people there do not feel represented by these protests. The North Inner City is a constituency where 40% of people are born outside of Ireland. It is one of the most diverse constituencies in the country. People who live there, people who have lived there their whole lives, know that it is a place where people mix well together from across a wide diversity of backgrounds, and we are a richer, stronger community for the diversity.
But that's not what we're seeing on the streets, is it?
I don't feel that the protests represent the majority of the community, and I think that it is something that a lot of people who live there feel really disappointed to see their community represented in that way at the moment, because these protests have captured the spotlight, and it is one of the first times I think that you will have seen East Wall in the national media.
So who's in the mix there? You're saying people in the local community that, you know, it's a very diverse community and a welcoming one. So who's in the mix in that crowd? Are there far-right groups joining it? Are there people who are hijacking? You know, are there genuine concerns there? What's actually happening, do you believe?
I think there was, it is a mixture, and it's very hard to define exactly. You know, it is nuanced and it is quite a complicated one. There are definitely a lot of local presence there. There is concerns, there is upset, there are a lot of questions. There was a gap of information. So when people started to move in, misinformation started to spread. People understandably got quite upset when they kind of heard things that were sometimes quite extreme things about what was planned for the area. I think as more information, more factual information is spreading, I think some people are, their concerns come back to, OK, well, what does this mean for our community? How are we going to respond? And that is the question on people's minds at the moment. There are others that are more extreme viewpoints, a lot of external influence as well that has come into the area in order to try to drum up quite an extremist idea and response.